What is up, guys? MACABESPEED coming at ya. Absolutely familiar friend of the channel here in front of you, the S45 pistol. This S45 pistol used to be the smallest one on the internet before Jim went and did something incredible and made those tiny stumpy barrels for us. Haven't gotten a chance to test those yet, but they are coming down the line soon for you guys. This is out here today for one reason. These two magazines basically broke the internet right at the beginning of the year because I came out here and I did a badass, flawless performance test with these magazines. Works just fine. I got the recipe right for these springs. They work, they absolutely kicked ass, and they're on video proof. However, I didn't count on the fact that every spring that comes from the place where I purchased them in China will not be consistent, right? There's going to be spring inconsistencies. And after we started selling these extended magazines, people started having jams. I had some people return some items, looked at it, and they were way over spring tension, like ungodly spring tension, 8 to 10 pounds over on the spring weights. That forced me to go ahead and develop these Gen 2 magazines. They're out here being tested for the first time today. I know a couple of VIPs in my community already have some that they're testing on their end as well, but I wanted to go through this with you guys today and just not only show you that hopefully, unless by some, black magic, these no longer work, these actually do work. The original mags actually do work, and hopefully we'll get in a position where the Gen 2 mags work as well, and we can prove that on film today. I want to make sure before these go back on sale that these are perfect, because I'm not a part of money grabs. I'm not a part of like selling people snake oil, right? So I want to make sure these are right for you guys, and that's why they're not currently on the website. This is my independent testing, getting it right before you guys purchase it. Now, the best thing to do is just to put it at an angle like this, just about a 45-degree angle, and then incrementally pull this magazine down a very small amount. That's going to give a small space for the round to travel, and it's going to keep it from flipping sideways. I'm going to be using 155 grain hollow skirt ammunition, dropping them in backside first, skirt first, into the front of the magazine. Easy. This is really easy. All right, guys. There we go. Hopefully you can see that in the morning sun. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in a terrible state called California. Into the breech. Goes home just fine. No need to help it. See if I can actually get some aimed fire and if my optic is on target. That was how they're intended to work. This is the same exact magazine. It was tested all those months ago. It was same scenario. We sent it to maximum capacity, gave it the business, and it seemed to work fairly well for us. Let's go ahead and try a small one. It would have been so beautiful if there was like quality control and spring testing overseas, right? Because then I wouldn't be in this position of needing to revamp something that clearly still is a good recipe. These miraculous springs in this specific magazine, and hopefully this one as well, are really, really, really right. And we got them really, really right because of an absolutely unfathomable generosity from Jim at Textile and Precision Pellets. The guy got us through 100% of our testing process by donating the hollow skirt ammunition that we're shooting today. Every single round that I have tested with these magazines has come from Jim. So do make his stuff sold out. The 155 grain hollow skirt is what's approved for this, and hopefully we'll be able to get the 205 to work as well, but 155 for sure. Tanks are stumpy, so top it up, but we did get 11 shots. Think about that. We got 11 shots out of a tiny tank and a tiny tank. All right. Next test, please. It's exactly what it did last time, right? This verification, complete and edit-free verification that this is what it did last time, and that's why we started selling them to people. Is because these exact magazines that had this exact writing on it are still working to this day. That's why I had the faith to sell them. But if there's a problem, I'll always address it for you guys, and I'm glad to get it right again. See if we can't get the Gen 2 magazines to run as well as we did these magical mags. I'm gonna start with 5. If it can't do 5, it can't do 10, right? No vertical slugs, looks good. Let's see. I don't know, is it gonna work? I don't know, 5 worked, 5 worked. This is good, this is promising. This is promising. A lot of stuff has failed for me today on the range. So for me, this is actually really good. Can it do 8? Can it do 8? It's like I can barely stuff in a 10th one with this new spring and with this new spring adjuster. But the good thing about this new spring and this new spring adjuster is the fact that I have consistency verification on this recipe. So if I can get this recipe to work, I can definitely replicate this recipe for you fine gentlemen out there. That's really what this is all about, right? Can I get these to work consistently, not only in my gun, but in the gun of everyone else? Oh, top up. Every single second, every day, every second, top up. That 10th round is really, really, really tightly fit in there. I don't know if this is going to go into battery. Went no problem. Missed. Am I out? Is that empty? Empty, bro. That's good. Now, I want to go ahead and show you guys what I've got going on here while we're in the success portion of the video, right? Successful. This is what we got going on. This adjuster here is twice as long as the adjuster that's on the other side for today's testing purposes. This shorter adjuster has less spring tension at this point than the side that just worked in every condition we saw it run in with 0 edits. I mean, that's pretty strong evidence, pretty stout evidence right there. I mean, you show me where the failure was, I'll believe you. Throw it down in the comments, right? But I think the point here is this big adjuster works. Will the smaller adjuster also work for us and then give us more room for ammunition because the spring tension is good enough on its own without the extra threads? Let's find out. Oh, and just to note, I have a backup S45 just in case this one breaks. That's my commitment level. Same protocol. We're gonna go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continuing. Hollow skirt, 155, Jim's ammunition. It's fine. So I can't shoot, but the mag worked. All right. I think we've known for some time now that I can't shoot, though. That's a known fact. Maybe I just have like a magic S45, and this one is just like better than all of its peers. And none of the other S45s are as good as this one, and they're all jealous, which is why they don't work as well, right? They drag their heels. No, that's not it. Was busy putting human characteristics and personalities on inanimate objects, so I lost track of how many I was putting in here. But we do have a full magazine at this point, and once again, this is on the side that has the smaller adjuster, so there should theoretically be more rounds in it than 10. All right, now the one thing that I am going to do is this is a bottle of silicone oil. This is nothing special. It's not like, you know, ultra oil or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and put a tiny little bit right here on this bolt. Just a little bit. Gone through enough ammunition in this setting to make the box that I'm pulling them from look fairly empty, right? So I definitely know that a little bit of lubrication goes a long way on these things. When I first got my S45, I gave it no love, pull it out of the box, use it, and if it dies, it dies. That's not how you treat an air rifle. You treat an air rifle with respect, and it'll take care of you for the long haul. I am only just now learning this, and here we go. You know, I'm lubing my stuff. It works better for me. All right, mag in, chambers, shoot it. The excitement factor there went through the roof. I did start having success. I did lose track of my optic. I did lose track of my reference points, and I did end up not making the connection. Also, I now have a loose, wiggly bolt handle back here, which is part of that maintenance I was talking about earlier with the S45. It does appear that I do have enough spring tension with 155s and that smaller adjuster. That's going to be a good thing for you guys out there trying to get the maximum round count out of these long mags. It's not worth it if you only get 6 rounds and the magazine's 2 feet long, right? You need to get some round count out of these things. Yeah, man. We'll continue our testing into the smaller mags, but this guy right here should have no motion to it whatsoever. And at this point, we definitely have a little bit of that. We'll see if we can get through this testing, but like I said, I want to see what the little mags do. It's been awesome, man. Old mags worked. New mags have worked so far. Got this special twin color mag here. Check it out and see if it works. Always 155 hollow skirt. Until something that feeds better and works more reliably comes out, I'm going to go 155 every single day of the week and twice on Sundays. Because, you know, honestly, the S45 is a very finicky machine, and getting it to run reliably is something that only a few ammunitions have been able to accommodate. This is one of those ammunitions, so I do want to stick with it. It's nice with these little tanks, though, because I'm still getting back to about 4,000 PSI on every fill. In the breech, home, it's fine. Shit works. I think that if you're going to have an S45, you have to be willing to accept the fact that you're going to have to do actual maintenance on it. You're going to have to break out your tools, and you're going to have to break out your wrenches, and you're going to have to break out your Allen keys. You're going to have to buy a bottle of silicone lube. You're going to have to do some things, right? Some grown folks business when it comes to utilizing the S45. I think that's what we're really seeing here. Let's load up the other side and see if the other side works as well. These run, guys. These do indeed run. Bro, it's a long episode. What are you breaking that case out for? I think the only thing a thinking person could ask for in this episode, other than what we've already seen, is a nitro. That's right, baby. We are going to be using, at this point, the 2nd generation magazine with the shorter adjuster. So this is the second test that we did on the king size Gen 2. It seemed to run just fine. In my other factory mini barrel S45 that we just saw, it seemed to run fine. So I'm gonna just fill this all the way up to where I had the other one. I don't know if it's gonna work. I never shot this before in my life. We're putting a magazine that didn't come from the factory in it. Seems fine. trigger did not want to reset there. Now I will say, with this barrel, I'm getting kind of a sharp blast of air every time I squeeze the trigger. And I did notice that the dimple mark on the back of this magazine is a little bit closer to the edge, which means I might need a little bit more tension for this gun than the other gun. That's the whole reason why I put adjusters in these things, because my gun's not the same as everybody's. Your gun's not the same as the next guy's. My gun's not the same as Bin's. They're all fucking different, man. Definitely a situation where you got that spaghetti on the wall consistently. You can consistently count on them all to be inconsistent, right? So I have to adjust for that on my end with the mags, and I think that they worked well for us. I think it's incredibly important not to overlook the fact that magazines that ran absolutely sewing machine flawless in the first gun had a trigger reset issue on the second one, which highlights what I spoke about earlier on the fact that these guns need maintenance. Your gun's not going to be the same maintenance level as my gun, and if we don't take care of the basics on what it takes to make these function, they will never run correctly for you. That's your responsibility, right? I'm doing everything I can to get good mags for you guys, but you guys got to take care of your guns too. Okay. Back in action. Full magazine. Standard size. Now this bolt handle is loose. That's how quick it happens, right? It's a fucking violent machine, man. This pin is also coming out right here. Magazine sure goes quick compared to the big one. Got 3,000 PSI left. Will it send 11 more slugs? Find out. And this is a Gen 2 magazine once again. The only time that we used those first gen magazines was at the very beginning of the episode to prove that they actually did work on film the previous time and it wasn't like some AI enhanced photos, right? Man, 3,000 PSI, and I know that this thing's basically gonna break at 2,000 PSI. It's gonna be so close, dude. Please don't break. Bin's gonna be mad if I break it. Empty! Empty! I made it through! I made it through! And I've got 2,500 PSI left. Not that bad. Not that bad. I bet she's got one more. I bet she's got one more. Let's just go ahead and push the end of the envelope, right? We're going to go ahead and load up bigger slugs, 205 grain hollow points instead of the hollow skirts for the grand finale, right? Work or die! Work or die! Let's go. All right, now this is the very first time that I'm going to be testing these 205 grain hollow points here, and they are heavier. They do not have a hollow skirt. They're a solid base, and I figured I'd wait till the end of the episode so that we could see some success before I break it, right? This might break it. We don't know. 2,500 PSI, still no top up. First time I've had to help it all day. Trigger reset issue. Pin is coming out the side of the gun. Trigger reset. Cool. Shit, what more you want? Works good. 2,100 PSI. And you got to bear in mind the fact that a trigger reset issue is inherently the problem with the gun, not the magazines. Giving it that little pickle tickle there gets it back in the fight without touching the magazine, and that's really the proof in the pudding as far as gun issue versus mag issue. We've seen stellar success today from the compact barrel all the way through the 457 nitro long barrel today, so I am happy to announce that these will shortly be on my website, available for each and every single one of you S45 fanboys out there. It's been a long time coming, but we do have a way to calibrate these now, a good way to verify our spring weight, and we've got a consistent supplier. I think it's going to be a great place to go ahead and end today's episode, but if you like today's episode, give it a big, fat thumbs up. You want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notifications button so you can stay current on the channels with when these videos come out. If you really like what you saw today, make sure you share it so somebody else can see it, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. crushed it.